Prisoners. This came out in 2013, directed by Denis Villeneuve, and he also directed Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. This is a crime, drama, thriller, mystery movie around 2.5 hours long. The story of this being when Keller Dover's daughter goes missing and her friend, he takes matters into his own hands as police pursue multiple leads and the pressure mounts. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, the good points about this movie is the R rating. I think it really benefits this movie because obviously going out on the realistic stuff and not holding back on certain things of how people would react, so normally are the things that really get held back on. So like obviously interrogation and stuff like that, and obviously going down the grievance path, some things that characters do which would happen in real life. I think they really go all out in this, and really the R rating benefits that. Not only that, we have an amazing director who does really well with this movie. You really get to feel and see his craft in this movie for sure, and this movie is definitely going to be remembered because of the director's job. The technical side of the movie is top notch, it really is. The cinematography, you get some really nice smooth shots in the movie, as well as them wide shots, which I noticed were used quite a bit to get us obviously guessing the mystery, obviously guessing what's going to be in the shot. And not only that, when it's between conversations between two people, I feel that they use that quite a lot, and I really do love a good wide shot. Not only that, the lighting as well, I noticed it got a lot darker as we went through the movie, obviously as the girls have been taken and stuff like that. It really matched the tone of the movie, but then even in the light, you really got the grievance, dark, cloudy, horrible type stuff which really matched the tone. And then we have the location. The locations they choose I thought were really well done, because not only that, we got places which had never been discovered by the police before. You got the locations which weren't even lived in and stuff like that. The locations they chose were really dark, horrible places, so it really matched the story as well. Not only that, the editing, I really have to give a massive praise to the editing team, because the way they didn't cut frequently. Now that's something I noticed in a lot of movies, they cut very quickly, and in this movie they didn't, because it liked to keep the tone, the tension, the nail-biting experience that this story was trying to offer in this movie. And I think a lot of that is due to the editing. If you really watch it, you get to really feel involved because of how long these shots were going between conversations between two characters, or even a character looking in a certain location, or just a normal wide shot. We get a lot of tones in this movie, which is really great. Of course, really trying to mix the emotions of upset and trauma, obviously with the mystery and the drama throughout the movie. It really makes it for perfect realism, in my opinion. Not only that, the pacing is mixed too, because you do get them slow shots, which I've been talking about, obviously the grieving and the waiting, which makes it more realistic as well. Makes you feel a part of it. You're waiting for these girls to be found, just like if you was in their situation. And the fact that it makes you feel like it's all about time and faith in this situation that they're in, as well as you are in whilst watching that, which is great. The writing is absolutely genius. The script alongside that is absolutely mind-blowing. How great these two really mix throughout the movie. How the conversations between characters happen in the way they do really matches the character description, of course. And how the movie actually truly benefited from the script and the writing is absolutely unbelievable. The story, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect. It's realistic, it's relatable, and absolutely makes more people aware of these situations that can actually happen to normal people, which is absolutely scary. And not only that, even understand how to care for somebody in that situation. You see people in this movie of how they try to give their grievances and stuff like that, which is what would happen in real life. If your neighbour had lost their kid, you'd want to show that you at least care. Even if you don't like them, you feel bad for them. That is the realistic situation of this movie. And not only that, the story, which is also a journey, it really is, for the characters, which can be tricky too, really bringing you on a journey from the beginning to the end. That is quite tricky, and not a lot of movies normally leave a lot of plot holes because of that situation. They're trying to build a journey from the beginning to the end, but this one doesn't for sure. But what can a movie be without an amazing cast which really give great performances? And certainly we get a lot of them in this movie. Now we start off obviously with Hugh Jackman as Keller Dover. Now what really interests me about this character, he's not one of them basic characters, let's go and save my daughter. He's actually a troubled, messed up guy himself. And a lot of things of him is from his childhood and making his family feel secure. And in this situation, he makes them feel secure, and then suddenly this happens. It causes a lot lot of trauma and drama between him and his family. He's out there trying to do things which the cops aren't, and doing the things that need to be done to find his daughter, and his performance, Hugh Jackman, is outstanding. It really is one of his best for sure. Jake Gyllenhaal playing as Detective Loki, really, he is so convincing as a cop. I really think he was great in this, and his character dealt with a lot as well, just like the family. He's never lost a case before. He's always found someone or dealt with the situation perfectly, and in this situation it really got to him. He was really losing his temper, he was really stressing, and he wasn't sleeping. He was doing everything he possibly could to find these two girls and the people who have taken them. And really, Jake Gyllenhaal really, just as much as Hugh Jackman, offers a great performance. Hugh Jackman with obviously the stress and the anger, but Jake Gyllenhaal is stressed, but also trying to be reassuring, be that cop that will do anything for this situation that this family's in. And I really do think the pair really mix well. They really bring a lot of great chemistry to the screen. Then we have Viola Davis playing as Nancy Birch, the strong female, really, when it comes to the two mums. She was the stronger version, and she tried to keep the family together, and she was just behind the scenes. She just gave a great performance though, really she did. Her character really was well written in terms of how strong she was. She wasn't the emotional one, it was actually the father of her husband that was actually the emotional one, and I really did enjoy that she was the sole rock of that family. Maria Bello as Grace Dover, the other mother, who was actually just a wreck. She was just emotionally traumatized, really she was. Her daughter's gone missing. She was the one that said to, obviously she's Hugh Jackman's wife, she was saying, you made me feel safe and stuff. She was completely traumatized. She was taking sleeping pills to try and sleep. There was people breaking into her house while she was asleep and stuff. There was so much going on for this woman. She really was traumatized, and really a great performance. Terrence Howard as Franklin Birch. Now obviously Nancy Birch, played by Viola Davis, obviously was the wife, he was the husband, and he was absolutely great. One of the best performances of Terrence Howard I've seen. He's one of them actors that normally get really shoved into a film that doesn't do great, or a film that's not really remembered. And really, in this movie, this was one of the movies I actually remember him for, because he really is an emotional dad. He really misses his daughter. He don't want to be put into certain situations throughout this movie, and he really struggles emotionally, and he needs his wife. She's the rock. The key person for me throughout this movie, who gives a great performance when she's on the screen, is Melissa Leo as Holly Jones, an aunt, obviously, of the suspect throughout the movie, and she just gives a top class performance. No wonder she's been winning of awards in the past. This is the first movie I've got to see of her, and really it was a great performance. Paul Dano as Alex Jones, the actual suspect, he was actually really good in this movie as well, giving a phenomenal performance. Whenever he was on the screen, he was always questioning, is it him, is it not him, you don't know. He really has an IQ of a 10-year-old. He really is making you confused whether it's him or not. Really great performance. And not only that, Dylan Minnette playing as Ralph Dover as well actually shows up in this, obviously from 13 Reasons Why, and this was one of the first movies I see of him, and he actually gave quite a good performance. There was one scene where he stood up to Hugh Jackman and really gave a great performance there. I really was interested in seeing that scene. But not only that, without all the performances, the technical, the writing and stuff like that, what interests me with this movie is the character development. Really what they really put into this movie with the character development, how well they crafted each decision that was made by each character, because every decision has a benefit and has a consequence. The fact that in this movie I was truly on the edge of my seat, clenching my fists, really gets to show how well they made this movie and how it made you feel throughout the movie. It really does, and also actually got me a little bit teary-eyed in this movie as well, I'm not gonna lie. One other key thing about this movie is I love the fact that it didn't show the girls actually being taken. It left obviously the mystery in our brains. It really adds a lot to the movie and the story as it goes along. When it comes to my favourite scene, it really is the scene where Detective Loki, obviously Jake Gyllenhaal, finds Keller's secret place. Obviously Keller is Hugh Jackman, and I really enjoyed the tension building in this scene. It sort of reminds me of the Joker and Batman in the interrogation room, or even the scene with Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming in the car with obviously Vulture, and they have that conversation, the tension that's built in this moment, but not because of just the conversation, it's the fact that he's found this place. As we know, the tortured young man is in the bathroom and he's hidden, and Detective Loki searching the place, and Hugh's nerves and tension and nail-biting performance really makes this feel and even share the same experience with us. It really is great class acting. Now on to the bad points. Only kidding, there isn't no bad points. Let's jump straight into the critics' ratings. We have IMDb giving it a 8.1 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 80%, and Metacritic giving it a 74. My rating for this movie is a 10 out of 10. That makes this totally fucking awesome. Overall, guys, this movie deserved Oscars. It is absolutely illegal that it didn't happen. Why didn't they give this an Oscar or give actors Oscars? I just don't know. This movie, it really grabs you right from the get-go. It takes you through a journey. It makes you feel a part of the story. And this, with this wonderful cast of characters, it has you praying and wishing for a good ending as well. This is just truly a roller coaster emotionally. And this is one of those special movies which you really find very rare. And for sure, you've definitely got to check it out if you haven't already. You'd be absolutely crazy to miss it. So guys, a 10 out of 10 for Prisoners. Don't forget to let me know your ratings and your thoughts on the movie in that comment section down below. And also guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash the thumbs up button. It also gets the video around, lets other people enjoy the video as much as lets me know that you're enjoying the content I'm giving you. As well as guys, if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell for much more. We are now on the journey to 400 subscribers. I want to thank everybody who subscribed and supports me on social media or even on YouTube and Facebook and whatever. I'm absolutely grateful for all you guys giving me the support that you do. It really is amazing. We finally achieved the milestone of 300 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you very much to everybody. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comment section down below as always. Without further ado guys, I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time guys on Talking with Jay Springett.